Hello everybody and welcome to Volcano Me. I'm sure many people have heard about this story. This story actually occurred last year, but it's also been making headway this year. That the city of San Francisco has banned Happy Meals. And not just for McDonald's, but any fast food restaurant cannot sell toys in the Happy Meal, or in some cases no Happy Meals at all. The same thing is being proposed in Los Angeles, New York, and many other cities, where the government is ordering, in the case of fighting, and again, they're doing this to this case, and for the sake of fighting, childhood obesity, and so on. So they want to eliminate Happy Meals, all Happy Meals. In fact, I just found out Jack in the Box got rid of all their kids' meals, and all the toys for the kids' meals, even where I live, even though I don't live in the state of California.
Pretty soon, children all over San Francisco will be crying into their lunchboxes. For the last symbol of American youth is under attack, the Happy Meal. See, along with a number of other ballot measures that were up for vote this Tuesday, including one in Massachusetts which shamefully shot down female topless equality, and then one in Oklahoma which banned Sharia law, the Happy Meal now has been banned in San Francisco, and it has a lot of people there particularly outraged. The San Francisco City Board voted to ban high-calorie meals that, quote, entice little children with, what do you know, a toy. But come on, I think we all know who the exact target is here.
This goes to show you just how idiotic government can be sometimes. Now, alright, let's just set this aside for a minute. Let's set aside the whole free choice thing for a minute. Let's set aside the ridiculousness and the taking away of the fun of childhood and all that jazz for just a minute. Okay? So, government, why do you want to illegalize Happy Meals? They're saying, it's because we want to fight childhood obesity. It's our way of fighting childhood obesity. Okay. Fair enough. So the whole time, you were focused on that stupid Shrek toy. Well, the only reason why kids want the Happy Meal is because of the toy. The only reason they want Happy Meal is because they want the toy. Okay, if by that definition, then why do grown-ups go to McDonald's? You're saying that the only reason why the kids go to McDonald's is to get the toy, right? So I'm assuming when they grow up and they don't want the toy anymore, they should theoretically stop going to McDonald's, right? No, they still go to McDonald's because of the food. The kids like the food too. Now, besides the toy, what else comes in the Happy Meal? Or any fast food restaurant's kids meal? Besides the toy, what else is in the kids meal? The kids get a smaller sized cheeseburger. Granted, it's still loaded with lots of calories, but it's smaller. Okay? It's not a quarter pounder. But it's the small cheeseburger. They get the small cheeseburger, small order of fries, and they get the little kids-sized soda. Or they'll get 4 McNuggets, small order of fries, or apples. They could get the apples, and a kid-sized cut drink. Okay? Now, you want to illegalize Happy Meals. No more Happy Meals, no more toys, and some cities are even proposing getting rid of kids' meals altogether. Not just the toys, but some of them even want to get rid of the whole meal itself. All right, fine. And all this, you're saying this is because of childhood obesity, right? Okay, fine. Okay. Guess what, government? Guess what? You just made the problem worse. You want to know why? Because guess what the kids are going to do? They're going to go to McDonald's and say, hey, can I have the kids' meal? No, sorry, kid, that's illegal now. Aw, bummer. And I'm hungry. What else you got? We got the Big Mac. We got the double quarter pounder with cheese. We got the extra large big chicken sandwich. We got the 20 McNuggets. So the kids are going to go, oh, okay, no more kids' meals. No more, you get the small portioned burger, small portion fries, and a small drink. Okay, well guess what? Now the kids are going to go order the double quarter pounder and the extra large fries and the extra large drink. Idiots! You know, in the kids' meal they get 4 McNuggets. Well guess what? Now the kids are going to order 20! Retard! You idiots! We honestly believe that's just because of the toy. Well then by that definition, shouldn't they all? Now let me tell you something. I know you're kind of overweight. Hey, I used to weigh 300 pounds. I now weigh 220, baby. I did that through exercise, through eating less. And by the way, I didn't become a vegan or anything. I still ate burgers, I still ate whatever, but I ate a little less of it over time. And I lost weight slowly that way. You keep it off, and so on. Alright? This is about personal responsibility. It's kind of like what Mortal Kombat when Raiden said, every man is responsible for his own destiny. We must do something to fight the childhood obesity problem. Then make the kids exercise. Alright, let me ask you a question. Somebody pointed this out to me, right? Cheeseburgers have actually been around for not a very long time, but many decades, alright? Fast food was mostly invented in the 50s. Now, it was invented decades earlier, but fast food joints became really popular in the 1950s and 1960s. But the obesity epidemic really didn't get out of hand until the 80s and 90s. So wait a minute, how come everybody didn't get immediately morbidly obese in the 50s and 60s overnight? You know why? Because in the 50s and 60s people actually went outside and hung out and exercised and did stuff and we were playing. What happened in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s? TV, internet, video games, fast food, cheese, and by the way, the fast food in the 50s was much more unhealthier than it is today because half the times they'd serve pink meat, that the meat wasn't that well sanitized, the restaurants were never cleaned that well. These days the restaurants are much cleaner, the quality of the food is much safer, they didn't have as much USDA inspection, so you were far more likely to get sick from eating at a McDonald's in 1955 than you were in 2005, and so on. So again, burgers and unhealthy food. There's been pies, there's been pumpkin pies, bacon. People have been eating bacon and burgers for centuries. Why has the obesity problem expired and exploded the last couple of decades? Because we're not exercising enough. Again, fast food got really popular in the 50s and 60s, but this problem really didn't really start to shine until decades after. And you guys aren't thinking. Again, if you illegalize the Happy Meals, the kids are just going to order the double quarter pounder. Instead of getting the 4-piece McNugget kids meal, they'll get the 20-piece. You just made the problem worse. Way to go, San Fran Frico.
I don't care how much they say it's San Francisco, they're whacked out there. If you have to put a Shrek doll with a package of carrots, maybe that's what you have to do. You can market carrots.